and welcome here to TalkFCB and welcome back to the channel, guys, for the Copa del Rey quarter-final here, which will see Barça head to San Mames to face Athletic Club in search of another big performance. Can we follow up the good feelings that we gained against Real Betis? Can we start to put together a bit of a run? Only a win will keep that momentum going. And coming up, we're going to be discussing exactly what we can expect on Wednesday, and we're going to be discussing how I think Xavi will line up and comparing that to how I would personally line up in this game. It's a big one for us. So let's do it. Because indeed, Barça will face off against Athletic Club in the late night kickoff on Wednesday, starting at 9:30 p.m. local time. And do remember, guys, this is a single leg encounter. We will not have home and away in this one. It is a one-leg shootout at San Mames. Only in the semi-final of the Copa will there be two legs. So there's no room for error here. This is the game that we need to perform, because as you're looking here at the final 8 in the Copa del Rey, there are plenty of big names left. You've got the likes of Real Sociedad, Girona, of course, and Atletico Madrid. But as you will notice, there is no Real Madrid. Not even VAR could save them from elimination from the Copa. And you have to feel now as though Barça, they can go and win this. They have to believe that they can target this trophy to take home with us this season. And on Wednesday, we can take a big step towards that. Because in Athletic Club, this is a top opponent. This is a really tricky game for us. Valverde's Athletic, especially at San Mames, especially in the Copa, it's never easy for us, and given that this season they're on brilliant form as well, all of those things make it a really difficult test. But it's another one of those games, just like away at Betis at the weekend, whereby if we can win, if we can actually show something, if we go into this game and show a level of dominance again, suddenly that makes us feel very good. Suddenly then that sends out a serious message. And if we can get it right on Wednesday, if we can follow up and make it back-to-back strong performances, we really can be back on the right path. But of course, guys, whenever you are facing Athletic Club, you are desperate to know the status of Iñaki Williams. Is he available? Is he going to play in this game? Well, he played 2 minutes for Ghana in the African Cup of Nations back on Monday when they were eliminated from the tournament, which means that now on Wednesday, technically, he could be available. It's very possible that he may be involved in some capacity in this game, but surely it would only be there off the bench and maybe a cameo in the latter stages. So Iñaki Williams, not perfect preparation ahead of this one. And even his brother there, Nico Williams, there have been a few fitness concerns about him. But again, Athletic are hoping to call upon him. They're hoping he's going to be involved. And I think there's basically a requirement at this point that the Williams brothers play against Barça and really try and hurt us. That seems to happen every single time. They live for these encounters, but we have to keep very close tabs on them if they are involved. But I think when it comes to Barça, of course the big focus for me is going to be on the number 9 position. That is the big talking point right now. Will Robert Lewandowski start this game? That's the big question, because obviously he was subbed off pretty early in the second half against Real Betis, as we discussed on the channel yesterday. And I thought it was interesting that after the game, Xavi made it clear that the Lewandowski sub, it was tactical. It was purely a tactical change there. Xavi said, I subbed him off because we needed somebody to make runs in behind. That's the way the game went in the second half. But he did say he will continue to be important for us. So what kind of game will this be? Will it be a Lewandowski-suited game? Or should we look elsewhere? Because I would actually point here at Vitor Roque, because a few people are saying in the media at times as well that Roque, he's yet to score at Barça. He's yet to hit the back of the net. It hasn't been a good start for him. We all know the pressure at Barça is absolutely immense, but I just want to say it's not all about the goals. You know, obviously that's important. That's something that we hope will come, and I believe it will come with Roque, but we can't forget that at Barça, in that centre-forward role, we expect more. We want to see more from the player there. We want to see the overall game, and we need our number 9 to offer more than just goals. And you look at what Roque has done so far, and even in the game against Real Betis there, the movement, and And you look at the third goal, of course, the decisive goal in the game that basically won it for us. Who was the man most advanced, making a really nicely timed run there in a good position? It was Vitor Roque. That opened up the space there for João Felix just to follow him in, and without that Roque run, Felix wouldn't have gained the space on the edge of the box. He wouldn't have had the time to take on the shot with the outside of his foot. So Roque, even without getting a goal, even without providing an assist technically there, he is involved, and we can certainly use his attributes in this team to help us in that forward line. But I do just want to mention, guys, on Vitor Roque, that we did hear in the media on Monday that apparently he has felt a little bit isolated during his time at Barca so far. In the media they say that he struggled a little bit to socialise with his teammates, and I think at times on the bench you see him maybe before games, arriving to them. It does feel a little bit that way. He is new, it is early days at a new club, coming over to Europe, of course, for the first time, and especially as well with Rafinha out injured right now, his fellow Brazilian at the club. That's not ideal, but I just think it's really important here that the team rally around him, that they do make a real effort to help him settle in, to help him acclimatise to the club, and that's up to the senior players there to make sure they see that happening and make a real effort to do that, and of course the younger players too, of which Barca have many of them, because we really need here Roque to feel at home and to feel comfortable in this environment to show his absolute best level. But if we do move on then to talk now about the starting lineup, the potential lineup heading into this game, because there were two pieces of big injury news this morning, with João Cancelo and Christensen both returning to full training with the group, and that's certainly a big boost there to Xavi and his team. But will they start in this game? Should they start in this game? Well, I'm going to give you two variations on the lineup. One is how I think that Xavi will indeed go, and another is how I believe we should be lining up in this game. Let's start first of all with my choices for the lineup, because obviously Iñaki Peña is going to continue in goal, and even with the potential returns there of Cancelo and Christensen, for me, I'd keep the back line the same. I would actually repeat the exact back line from the Betis game with Koundé at right back. Don't be switching him now back to centre back. There's no point in switching him in and out every other game. He stays at right back there. Araujo alongside Pau. I want to see him again. He deserves to play again after his display against Betis, and Balde at left back. But then in midfield, guys, I would make one change, and that change unfortunately would be I wouldn't start Pedri in this game. And it hurts me to say that. I want to play him. I want to see him out there. But the problem is, guys, I don't think here at Barca, Pedri can keep returning from injuries. And when he does, we just play him every 3 days. We keep starting him over and over and over again. And then when he gets injured again, we're all surprised. We have to protect him, even if it means going against what we'd like to do. We want to see him play. We want to see him out there. But we've got to protect him. So for me, I wouldn't start Pedri. I'd play Fermin Lopez in his place there alongside Frenkie and alongside Ilkay Gundogan. And the other thing that I wouldn't do is start Robert Lewandowski. When you are looking at the forward line, guys, I think with the players that we're seeing right now showing us something, rising up, really showing a good level, I don't think there's any excuse to play Lewandowski in this game. I don't think we can keep saying and ignoring the players who are doing so well and really battling to be in this team and just saying every week, oh, Lewandowski starts again. I think in this game, for me, he should start from the bench, and there's no shame at all in that, because there's actually two different things that you could do. You could play Lamine Yamal, you have to play him again on the right-hand side. You could then start Roque down the middle with Ferran on the left. So already there, that's an exciting trio for me. Yamal, Roque with the movement, Ferran Torres on the left-hand side after his hat-trick against Betis. But if then you feel it's too soon for Roque, you can still do things. You could play Yamal, you could bring Felix in, who played very well, made a big impact against Betis, and then play Ferran Torres down the middle there with all that goal-scoring instinct. And again, you've got the movement. So I think either one of those front lines, they would be exciting, they would be impressive, and I think they would work in this game. But what do you think, and what do we think Xavi's going to do? Well, obviously, he's going to go with Iñaki Peña in goal as well, but I would expect maybe one change in that back line. If Christensen is ready to play, I think Xavi would bring him back in there. Koundé, Araujo, Balde, maybe he'll replace Pau with Christensen. Maybe he'll feel as though 2 games in a row for the youngster there in a short space of time is not the way to go. We'll have to wait and see whether he believes in that. And then in midfield, I think probably that he will play Pedri. That's the way that it has been right right throughout Pedri's career at Barca, like I say, if he's available, if he's fit, usually he's going to play. So Gundogan, Frenkie and Pedri, I think Xavi will line up with. And then in the front line, I think he probably will play Lewandowski. I think the fact that he's saying, look, Lewandowski is still going to be important. I subbed him off for tactical reasons. I think in this game, probably he'll start him again with Ferran on the left and Yamal on the right. And that would leave Roque on the bench. That would leave as well João Felix on the bench, of course. And what's he got to do right now to get a start in this team? So that is the way that I believe that Xavi will go. But I just want to draw your attention here, guys, to this poll. This is the prediction poll that I put out ahead of this game. And it's an interesting one. It's a bit different to usual. I basically asked you guys, how confident are you in Barca following up their win against Real Betis? How confident are you that they can actually replicate that level, that display in this game? And I think the results, to be honest, are exactly as I expected them to be. I don't think any of us here are saying we're definitely going to do it. I'm going to bet everything here on Barca achieving again a great display, because we're not quite there yet. We don't quite have that level of confidence in the team. Look, we're hopeful of it. We want to see it. We can be slightly confident, but ultimately it's going to be down to the players. It's going to be down to Xavi here to make a good lineup, to put the players out there, and for them to deliver in a tough stadium against a tough team to get to the semi-final of the Copa del Rey. I am actually going to do something that I haven't done in quite a long time, and that is leave a score prediction in today's preview, and I'm going to go with a Barca victory. I think we can do it. There is a way that we can come here and back it up. I am going to go with Barca 2, Athletic Club 1. That is my prediction. What is yours? What are you expecting from the team? What are you hoping for on Wednesday night? Do let me know, guys, all of your pre-match thoughts in the comments down below. Can we do it? Can we put together a run of games, a run of performances? I will see you after the game, of course, with all of the reaction to come, and there will be content too coming your way on more TalkFCB. I will catch you soon. Thank you indeed for tuning in and for all of your support. But until next time, as always, Visca, El Barça.